The problem's likely to get worse before it gets better, but there are a lot of things in development that give us hope for the future.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will talk about what the future of transport will be like decades from now. Seems like a pretty mysterious question, so without further delay, let's take you towards the future. Car firms have lately been telling us what the cars of 2050 will be like. Autonomous is one word used, electric is other, and it will be united to the internet too. Sounds impressive, is it? But it's uncertain you'll find all of this on the road in the next few decades. But what are we certain about is that these cars will get completely redesigned in the coming years. However, the directions being introduced are a very good starting point to even look far away and ask the question, what might the car of 2050 look like? Let's start by discussing, will there be even vehicles in 2050? Will a discovery that will be 150 years old by then be replaced by something more salutary? Will environmental matters kill it? Will people become exhausted from getting behind the wheel, as current researchers suggest? The answer seems to be, maybe. But the truth is that automobile is a very liberating and resilient means of transport. It satisfies people's desire to move around smoothly and independently. And done right, the automobile can be a sustainable and secure means of transportation. But we must also recognize this form of mobility comes at a price. As polar ice melts, megacities become choked by smog and congestion, resources diminish, and around 1.2 million people die in traffic accidents globally each year. We know why. We want to be transportable, and our mobility has some negative implications. So what can we do in order to make the automobile of the year 2050 cleaner, safer, leaner, and still enjoyable for us? This is a critical question. Mass motorization in developing countries indicate there will be more than 3 billion vehicles on the planet by 2050, compared to around 1 billion we have now. Alternative fuel vehicles. When we talk about the future, one thing each of us will agree on is that our automobiles will not be utilizing fuels. By then, we will be either running out of fuel or our environment would be on the verge of destruction. These reasons urge the development of alternative fuel vehicles. From electric vehicles and propane vehicles to natural gas-fueled buses and trucks that work on biodiesel, today's options for alternative fuel vehicles are wide. Increasing the utilization of alternative fuels and vehicles will help decrease consumers' fuel costs, reduce pollution, and enhance the nation's energy security. One form of alternative vehicle that most talked about is solar-powered automobiles. We have an abundance of solar energy, and using it doesn't produce even an ounce of pollution. Solar energy is the future. Its utilization won't be just restricted to transport, but maybe our entire cities will run on the sun energy by 2050. Alternative fuels are enabling people to power their vehicles without having to drive around. Vehicles that are fueled by electricity can be charged at home. Tesla, the leading car firm in the world, has even set up services around the world that people can visit to charge their Teslas for anyone that would like to go for a long-distance drive. Hands-free driving. Another most talked about concept about the future cars is hands-free driving. The vehicles in 2050 will be self-driving. Yes, you heard that right. Companies are working on concepts permitting cars to travel along on the highway without driver interference, many of which are likely to be seen on our roads pretty soon. There is the Super Cruise from General Motors, which manages a vehicle on long highway reaches when not much is happening. Then there is the Traffic Jam Assist from BMW, where vehicles move along in a clogged traffic area very similar to a school of fish. Or there is a Road Train from the European Saturn project, which incorporates Volvo, where one vehicle with a professional driver guides an army of other vehicles connected virtually and following like pearls on a string along the highway, turning the journey into possibly more fruitful time as the driver can now work or rest while on road. And when the car makes it to its address, it can park itself in a high-tech parking house. Will the driver have to do anything at all, or will there still be a steering wheel? Cars will apparently expect that drivers watch over what the vehicle does and shift from one mode to another, such as highway driving to driving in the city. There will presumably still be a steering wheel, but few models could have a little joystick that the driver only practices rarely. Driving is expected to get much safer and also much more effective. as centralized traffic control will direct to a smoother flow and less crowding. But how much of an impact this new technology has will depend on how extensively it is rolled out. The changes may not stop there. We may also have any other kinds of automobiles, which are smaller in size, highly effective mobility pods similar to GM ENV concept, or autonomous carriers like the Induc Navia. These will be modern, adaptable solutions to move people around. In various metro areas, a well-organized public transportation system will be the most efficient way to transport large number of people. However, some commuters might not want to take it, either because of network obstacles, schedule, or security concerns. Publicly organized on-demand transportation operations that could hold up to 6 people will bring passengers automatically to their destination in downtown neighborhoods and then move on to serve others. Consumers will simply have to enter their destination and payment information. Think of it as a completely automatic taxi system. Before we move ahead with our video, make sure to click on the bell icon and subscribe to our channel to never miss a video. Digital frontier. Personal mobility will become more of a service, one that firms such as Google have acknowledged. The search and computing behemoth has become actively involved in designing automated vehicles, and some think the car must assist us in other ways, whether we drive it or it drives itself. Many car corporations are already working with Apple to merge Siri into automobiles, building virtual personal assistants in the car to assist us with routes, traffic information, and the scheduling of our day. Our vehicles will be fully blended into the digital lifestyle of 2050, whatever that turns out to be. It is difficult to imagine what the world of Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, and Google will be like within the next 30 years, but we can presume that everything that has a digital representation will be available for use in our cars. This vehicle seems to be the final frontier for the digital lifestyle. Some people want to be disengaged while driving, but in decades to come, it will be entirely connected and probably safe for us to use. Morphing motors. People value pliancy, just as they have come to demand it from the smartphones and laptops. So will they want it from their cars? As mobile technology has enabled us to make decisions on everything in a moment and away from home, we will want that similar freedom in our cars. The driver of the future may have a personal mobility portfolio, with a car being only one part of it. A vehicle might be there to drive for pleasure on the weekend. As mobile internet becomes even more compelling, it will be completely normal and convenient to step out on the street and make an immediate decision. You could get on a self-driving shared vehicle. You could hop into the car of a social media friend who just appears to be driving by and going in the same way, or you will catch public transportation. It is the best alternative. The car will be entirely integrated into a larger mobility network. We are now seeing beyond car sharing system such as Zipcar, where people can book cars for hours in which they truly need them. There will be a chain of different options to unite services in places such as airports, all of them linked in one app on a 2050 communication tool. We basically just have to tell the app where we want to go, and based on our choices, 3 different optimized transportation forms will be suggested, similar to 3 different routes that a GPS navigation system suggests to us today. There is one more question to ask. What will 2050 cars appear like? Will we still be capable to recognize it? It might still possess a steering wheel, perhaps a joystick. It is safe to believe that it will still have 4 seats and wheels and might still bear a resemblance to a metal box. But that's where the comparisons end. Carbon fiber or other lightweight materials may substitute steel. The design will be a combination of suitable contours and emotional styling, and perhaps there will be some kind of morphing shape. MIT has studied some very encouraging vehicle concepts that support a small footprint in the city and a more secure and powerful configuration for the open road. The car of 2050 might be comparatively easy to recognize, which may not be correct for the phone or computer. This is because a car is a car. It is supposed to carry people and goods, and as long as people remain to be as they are, cars won't look too much altered. But the private automobile, as we know it, will have much competition from the remote-controlled, on-demand pod and personalized public transport. These glances of the future of transport are just our assumptions based on the progress of technology so far. We don't yet know how much of these concepts will turn into reality. But what we are certain about is the fact that the future is going to blow our minds. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit like and subscribe to our channel. Let us know in the comments below what according to you the future will be like. And also do not forget to turn on the notifications for our channel to enjoy more exclusive content.